Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sustainable Living with Shilpa Reddy, powered by Planet Green's Farm Natura, a new beginning to your life. Today, on yet another episode of Kankatala Q&A with Shilpa, I will be addressing a few questions that we have received in the past few weeks. Following the tradition, today I am wearing Kalamkari sari. Kalamkari is an ancient art form of hand-painted done in natural dyes, noted for its extraordinary beautiful theme painting on fabrics. The process of narrating stories by folk singers centuries ago transformed into canvas painting, and that's when Kalamkari art came into light. Dating back to 3000 BC, this art is famously done from Kalahasti in Andhra Pradesh. Kankatala works with the best artisans in the industry to bring out refreshing and unique Kalamkari saris all the time to its customers. The art involves tedious work of 23 steps, from bleaching the fabric, softening it, sun drying, preparing natural dyes, hand painting, to the process of air drying and washing. The process of making Kalamkari starts with treating the fabric with a solution of cow dung and bleach for hours. Then immersing into mixture of buffalo milk and myrobalan seeds. Later, the fabric is washed under running water and dried under the sun. Post this, artisans sketch those beautiful scenes, themes and motifs inspired from Hindu mythology. Kankatala has got this resplendent sari made specially on a Kanchi plain sari. The magnificent Kalamkari work on the Kanchi sari in the shade of blue is flaunting various mythological motifs, lotus flowers and deers in colorfulness with a contrasting black border is exuding pure elegance. No, our dogs can be given home-cooked meal or food. It is not mandatory that we feed our dogs with commercial food. There are certain tips that you might have to follow when you feed home-cooked food, like using sesame oil for the fine quality of your puppy's coat. The regular meals like khichdi, rice with vegetables or meat can be offered to your pets too. A good thing to remember is that most dogs cannot switch overnight from store-bought food to home-cooked food. It is best to transition slowly over a period of 6 to 7 days. Even if you don't cook for your dog full-time, you can still cook on occasions to provide a healthy alternative to this regular diet. Unless your dog has to eat homemade food for a specific health reason, you can feed your pet a mixture of store-bought food and food that you prepare in your own kitchen. Nowadays, we rely on our skin products to keep our skin taut, exfoliated and blemish-free. The beauty industry may be one of the fastest growing industry worldwide. Unlike a medication, a skin care product cannot change anything in the functioning or composition of the skin. In a sense, the cosmetic industry is in a place in between. They market their products to help with the skin problems that concern us, while at the same time not being able to guarantee a long-term result. This, however, doesn't mean that there is no place for cosmetics on our shelves. We just have to understand that we are buying and have realistic expectations on what a cosmetic product can or cannot do for your skin. Do ample research before choosing your skincare product. Please research about the ingredients in the product and the sources of these ingredients. You may also dig about the founding team and research team on the brand advisory panel. The certifications and accreditations of the brand and its formulas can be checked too. Never just go by the look of the product, but these checks might help you choose the right product for your skin type. 450 million pads sanitary napkins are generated in India annually, the potential to cover landfills spread over 24 hectares. This is a ridiculous amount of pollution. This is hazardous, with toxin chemicals leaching into the soil and water sources. They also have strong, harsh odor emitting by the waste disposed of in landfills or buried in the soil. Disposable baby diapers produce an incredible amount of environmental waste. While disposable diapers may seem more convenient than cloth diapers, their environmental impact is terrifying. Not only do they form a sizable portion of non-recyclable landfill waste, but they also contain many harmful chemicals that are subsequently dispersed into the environment. To safeguard the future, we need to consider alternatives. Using cloth diapers or sanitary alternatives will reduce this disposable waste by 50%, which is huge. Alternatives like bamboo diapers for kids and reusable tampons, menstrual cups instead of one-time sanitary pads can make a huge difference. No, bamboo diapers are not harsh on your baby's skin. Bamboo diapers are safe on your baby because bamboo is one of the most eco-friendly plants in the world that doesn't require harmful chemicals to be added, such as polypropylene, chlorine, polyethylene or dye. Bamboo is 100% biodegradable, antibacterial and antifungal. Diaper rash on baby's skin could be a case even when you use the commercial plastic diapers. It depends on the maintenance of the baby and not the direct effect of the diapers used. Sometimes, the poop of your baby might also be the victim of the rash. If you dig further, you will realize that the food consumed by the baby is the actual culprit. Feed your baby right in the right quantity at right times. In fact, cloth nappies are best used without barrier creams. It makes perfect sense that the less your skin is in contact with chemicals, the happier it will be. So we skip the dioxins, which are among the most toxic chemicals known to science due to being highly carcinogenic chemicals. Yes, aluminum foil can be recycled, but there is a catch. In fact, they are just as recyclable as aluminum cans. The problem is, not all recycling centers accept foil and trays due to the fact that they often contain food waste, which can contaminate the collection. It needs to be cleaned, that is, free of food residue, as grease or food residue can contaminate the other recyclables during the recycling process. In part, because of the issue with contamination and the reality that most people are unlikely to rinse their aluminum foil before recycling. Aluminum is lightweight, conducts heat well, and is fairly inexpensive, making it popular choice for cooking. However, uncoated and non-anodized aluminum cookware can leach metals such as aluminum and lead into food during the cooking process. Other alternatives like iron vessels, stainless steel cookware are much preferred. Stainless steel is a metal alloy that typically contains iron, chrome and nickel. It's called stainless because it's resistant to rust and corrosion, which makes it great material to cook with. It completely depends on the kind of trash. If you're referring to the dry waste, that may include paper, plastic, cardboard, others, a large portion of this waste can be recycled. 80% of paper can be recycled and reused. When it comes to wet waste, the vegetables and kitchen waste can be used in the compost bins. Compost manure is the best form of enzymes for the plants in your backyard. Right from the metal waste to the wood waste, everything can be recycled or reused. The recyclability of a material depends on its ability to reacquire the properties it had in its virgin or original state. Recycling can prevent the waste of potentially useful materials and reduce the consumption of fresh raw materials, thereby reducing energy usage, air pollution from incineration, water pollution from landfilling, etc. Reuse and recycle are hence the most often used words by most of us. Fortunately, it is absolutely possible to continue successfully composting during the winter. You can even start composting for the first time in the winter. While the decomposition process slows down once the temperatures drop, it doesn't totally stop, or at least not for long. Bacteria, fungi, and other microbes, as well as large decomposers like slow bugs, pill bugs, and earthworms, can survive in compost piles year-round and will start breaking down the organic matter as soon as it gets a little warmer. The only time decomposing comes to a stop is when the materials in the compost pile are completely frozen. However, if you have large compost bins, it's likely that the organic matter in the interior will stay warm enough to avoid freezing, and decomposition will occur even in winter. You'll have the most success composting in winter if you use some tricks like layering greens with the browns, adding more dry waste in the layers to keep the moist right. There is no need to turn the compost pile in winter months, as doing so will only result in heat loss in the interiors of the pile. This can slow down the decomposition process further. Instead, wait and turn the pile in spring once it's completely defrosted. They are most expensive because of their quality of occupying less space, high power output, and long durability. Most solar cells are made from silicon, the same semiconductor material that is at the heart of the computers. The cells are expensive to produce because it takes a great deal of energy to purify the silicon. The industry's standard lifespan is about 20 to 30 years. If you go back to your power bills and look at an average appreciation of the next 30 years, your power bills will be a total of hefty few lakhs. The investment on solar power is very much similar to this hefty fee. However, I understand that the liquidity of the funds comes into the picture. However, there's a benefit to solar power. In case you have more power than what is needed for your residence, the government can buy the excess power for the locality. You should always start the process slow. Install garden lights that automatically function with solar power. This is going to be a journey and one that is worthwhile. Of all panel types, monocrystalline typically have the highest efficiencies and capacity of power. Monocrystalline solar panels can reach efficiencies higher than 20%, while polycrystalline solar panels usually have efficiencies between 15 to 17%. Container gardens, flat gardens, terrace gardens, balcony gardens are a few types of gardens. Gardening can reduce stress and increase mental clarity while also helping to prevent everything from coronary disease to colon cancer. Nature has long been known for its relaxing qualities as a place for humans to find tranquility and healing. Growing your own vegetables and greens is a very fortunate thing. To know where your food is coming from has become a most important part of our daily lives today. Growing your vegetables and greens in your own backyard or balconies will ensure better nourishment to the plants with your personal attention, which indirectly means you are nourishing yourself. Scientists have discovered that the microbacterium found in soil can improve brain functions while boosting your moods. Hence, gardeners are more likely to have less mood swings and also better capacity in decision making. It helps to create a healthier environment as well. From producing oxygen to creating some more greenery, gardening always helps. We also can have some pesticide-free fresh fruit if you grow them in your own garden. Hope you all found this episode informative. Please do subscribe to my channel and do not miss any updates. See you all next week. Signing off, Shilpa Reddy.